Right then, shall we try this again? Legends, welcome back to the channel. John here for second time lucky to see the rare Proton concept prototype Stevens Coupe Tony Stevens Cipher thing. I must admit, I'm feeling jaded and disheartened about the whole thing now after breaking down yesterday and the Royal Snail exploding. Anyway, I did 400 miles yesterday, 200 in the Snail and then 200 on a recovery truck. I'm about to do the same thing again to go and see this car. Come on then, let's go do it. So we're on the road and my journey is 180 miles there to Hobbs Parker auction house in Ashbourne, Kent. There's a reason I didn't take me orange smart, which is what I'm in today, because, well, 200 miles in a smart car is not the nicest thing I want to be doing on my Thursday morning, especially when I know I'm going to be fighting motorways and the traffic around London and the Dartford crossing. Anyway, you can hear it's rattly and knocky and bangy. I'm full of petrol, so I don't need to stop for petrol. I'm not stopping for a McDonald's. I've got my snacks, I've got my kit. It's going to see the Proton, and then it's going home because I've got work to do on the van. And as you can see, it's a lot more murky and cloudy than it was yesterday. Right, well, I've just had to stop at Birchhanger Services. It's just gone 9 o'clock because I was desperate for a coffee and a wee. Somebody has broken down, probably, in their Aston Martin next to me, so I've parked the orange smart here. The other side of me, by the way, is a Rover Tomcat. So a classic lineup here at Birchhanger Services. Shout out to Birchhanger Services, one of my favourite services here in the UK. I've also munched a whole packet of Henry Hippos this morning on the way here. They look like Peppa Pigs. Percy Pigs. They look like Percy Pigs. They taste like Percy Pigs, but they're not. We are an hour and 27 minutes away from the destination. Let's see if I can now get further past where I got yesterday, which was junction 8 of the M25 clockwise. Right, M25. I'm literally just about to turn onto it again. I'm having terrible PTSD flashbacks to yesterday. Genuinely, every time my car skips a little bump, I think, oh my goodness, is it happening again? Right, M25. Yes, there it is. Let's do it. And I believe we want to be in the M25, M20 to Dartford crossing. So hopefully we're in the right lane. Yes, we are. Dartford crossing. I'm nearly past where I got to yesterday. I will say that the traffic this morning is a lot worse than yesterday. I have just seen on the M11 4 McLarens all in convoy. There was an orange McLaren, a red McLaren, a blue McLaren, a yellow McLaren, and then me, an orange smart car. So we top and tailed with power. If you're heading to the M25 clockwise road anytime soon and fancy a little sit down at any point on the hard shoulder, I recommend right there. Hooray! I have officially gone past the point where I got to yesterday. I've got 54 miles to go. There it is. So we're now crossing the River Thames. This is the Queen Elizabeth II Bridge. And I'm paying £2.50 for the privilege. After 4 hours, I have made it. Let's go see this Proton. Yeah, I'm in Kent. I've driven nearly 800 miles over 2 days and sacrificed a timing chain on the Royal Snail to come and see this, which is quite possibly the rarest Proton that's not a Proton but is a Proton in the world. I've been trying to see this car for about 5 years, and then yesterday the world was against me. If you haven't caught up on the channel, my van blew up. This is the Stevens Cipher Proton Prototype Coupe. Yeah, super rare. one of one, and it is a bit man in a shed, eccentric Proton prototype. There is no footage anywhere in the internet of this car. There's photographs, but there is no documented footage, and I have genuinely been wanting to have a good look around this, well, since about 2018. It's up for sale, it's at auction. There is a car auction going on behind me here. I've driven, as I say, a long way to come and see this. Let's take a look around it. There'll be footage, there'll be history of the car. They may even let me sit in it and start it up. I can't take it for a drive because, well, despite it having a number plate on it, it's not taxed, insured or MOT'd. In fact, it's not actually road legal because it is only a prototype. It was never made. Anyway, I really hope you appreciate this video and are excited as I am, because I'm the only person in the world that's going to show you this. At the moment anyway, until someone buys it. So this is my very first impression of the car. It is genuinely the first time I've seen it in the flesh, and I will talk you through how I feel as I see it. The number plate P893KBK belongs to a Proton Persona, because actually, well, that is what it is underneath. It has the 1.8 Mitsubishi Persona engine under the bonnet, and hopefully we can take a look at that as we go along. The interior you might recognise, however, when we get over it, to resemble and be very similar to the, well, the Proton Satria. Again, we'll have a look at that. Now, remember as we look around this, this is a prototype car. So the panel gaps will be a little bit out, it'll be a little bit wavy, and it will not be perfect. It's actually not as big as I expected it to be. Yeah, let's take a look at some of the history. Designed by Tony Stevens. He is a professor in the late 70s and shown at the British Motor Show in the 1980s. The Cipher was a design that Professor Stevens was later, designed by Professor Stevens. Yeah, if you haven't seen the Cipher, well, it's green, I think, and it is on the road and it's doing all sorts of stuff. This then, a design between Proton and Tony Stevens. The story is, well, it's a little bit interesting if you actually think about the story, but this designed in about 1996. Now, I've spoken to the auctioneer here at the auction house, and I've known that this car has been for sale and advertised for sale quite a few times. First, I think about 2013, when Professor Stevens decided that he wanted, wait for it, £250,000 for it. Yeah, that's how much he wanted for this car. It then went through Car and Classic Auctions back in 2022, whereby it made, I think, about £18,000. But again, it wasn't sold. The owner wanted more. It's now here at Hobbs Parker car auctions in Kent with a reserve of £10,000, and at the moment as we speak, as we are looking at this car, it's got one bid and one bid only, and that is the opening bid of £3,000. John, is that you that's bid on that car? No, it isn't, and there's a very good reason why I haven't bid on this car, because, well, it's not road legal. I can't drive it anywhere. I can't do anything with it. What would I end up doing with it? Effectively, someone has made a car in their shed, haven't they? On the body of a Proton. Up close then, and actually I'm interested to know what it's made out of. It's heavy, whatever it's going to be. Thick metal, fiberglass, plastic. It's a shame it's absolutely freezing today whilst looking around this, because it's made the experience, well, less enjoyable for me, to be honest with you. Nice to see these alloys from the original Persona have made it. And actually, are these the original Persona wing mirrors? No, probably not. I would suggest they would probably have said made in Malaysia. It's just all a bit, well, disappointing. Made in Austria. Oh! So the car is open. I am able to have a look inside, and the first thing you can see is, well, just how thick this door is. Okay. That's an interesting way of doing it. It's all just a little bit, well, deteriorated, and the door actually doesn't open as far as I'd expect it to. Now here we go. I understand what this is. That is the interior from a Proton Persona. And actually, well, the Stevens sticker is coming off. Off here, and you can see underneath what it says. 1,911 miles from new, and that won't be done on a road, would it? That would have been done on a track, no doubt. But I'm not really sure what's going on here. Behind this plastic is sort of foam, and the foam has sort of, well, deteriorated over time. Everything is a little bit rough and ready, and again, it's going to be rough and ready because it's a concept, but it's not £250,000 worth of concept, is it? Let's pop the bonnet and have a look under there. So far, I'm really glad I came to see it because it's bonkers and balmy and terrible. Now, because the bonnet is clearly made of fiberglass, along with everything else on here, it is so heavy. It is unbelievably heavy. There is the Proton DOHC 16 valve 1.8 litre lump. And actually under here, well, the majority of the engineering in here is very impressive, to be honest with you. It seems to have potentially got aircon, seems to have got all the gubbins from the Persona still intact. It's almost as if it's just been transplanted into there. Things that I'm noticing that are original include the coolant bottle, which isn't strapped down, the fuse casing there, washer bottle with the bit missing. The battery looks like an absolute pig to get to, but you've got your 1.8 litre engine radiator there. It's all, well, it's all a Proton under here. If you want to work on your Cipher, there's no bonnet prop, so you've got to sort of hold it up with your head. I can appreciate that engineering, getting all that in there and on that frame. Again, the fiberglass bonnet doesn't really do anything for me. Yeah, bugger. That's heavy. I'm going to have to put it down. Well, I'm impressed with the way that the bonnet engineering is done, i.e. under there. But everything else so far, no. How would you like your door cards, sir? Falling off and screwed into place, just with some carpet glued on. Again, I know it's a concept, but you'd have thought there would have been a bit more care gone into that. What's in the glove box? Ah, Proton stuff. This is what we want to see. The original Proton stuff. This is the stuff that gets me excited. Ah, service booklets, brand new. Ah, the dealer list 1996. There we go. We're going to have dated it now then to 96, aren't we? That's going to be for the stereo. Yes, it's a Turing. Owner's manual. Now, will that say Persona? Well, kind of. Welcome to the enjoyable world of Proton ownership. Ding dong, who's that at the door? Excuse me, sir, have you considered Proton ownership? Let's put that back in there. At least it's got a fire extinguisher, and actually the Recaro sort of confetti bucket seats are quite interesting. We've got the Vienna in there. It should probably have a Turin actually. And aircon. So it was quite a high model of Persona when he stripped it. You've got the interior light from a Persona in there, and in the back, well, you're not really getting in the back, are you? You're not really getting in there. There's the there's the bonnet prop in the rear seat. It's good, that, isn't it? That's a good place to put it. Now I recognise this. It looks like Mr. Mouse has been in here as well. Has he been in there? Do I need to go see Mark to get some seats? Oh dear. Let's take a look in the boot. So the fuel filler cap did work. It did pop, and actually, well, that's all fiberglass as well. You've got the original Mitsubishi branded one. The whole thing is fiberglass, therefore it is going to be so heavy in comparison. Right, let's get this boot open and have a look in here. How do you open it? Where's the boot handle? Here? Here? How do you open the boot? It doesn't open. Maybe you can't open the boot. Oh yeah, there you can. You have to shout at it. Oh, the whole roof moved. Crikey. The roof moves. Ooh. At least you've got a spare wheel. It's good, isn't it? Are you pleased to see me, sir? No, just my boot is. Look at that! I've never seen a boot open like that. That's something else. Well, you can't say I can't get me stuff in and out of there because, well, you've got all the room in the boot. Now I can see the rear of these lights. The boot actually seems to be engineered relatively well in comparison to the door cards. This spare wheel well in here is certainly very interesting, and the way that the rear seats fold down, yeah, I'm okay with that. You could probably have a little picnic in there. I'm sat in the boot. It's relatively nice. My question is this then, what is under the boot floor? Well, it's got a hinge there and a bracket. How do you open that then? I'm guessing it's take the spare wheel out time, and there will be a toolkit, yeah. Toolkit, but there is evidence, isn't there, that something's been living in here. That shouldn't be like that. Now it's time to shut the boot, and it's just a bit, well, wobbly. You've got to be careful with this. Ta-da! Let's take a look underneath it then, because we've got some lovely exhaust finishes here. Tasty. And under here, well, you can see you've got your exhaust and your sort of box welded chassis. Same again under here. It's very low, isn't it? You wouldn't want to go over much of a bump with that. At least the sills aren't rusty. I've been given the keys to the car with a view of hopefully trying to start it up. I've got the bonnet stay in place, and well, apart from the wheels saying Proton, the engine saying Proton, even the keys say Proton too. There they are. Let's see if it'll start up. It's got some sort of engine cut-off in here. Master Electrics isolator. It should work. I think it's run out of fuel. That's always a good start, isn't it? Poor old girl. Could be a fueling issue. So I suppose I probably should get in it, should sit in it. It doesn't start. You've heard that I tried to start the car. I did find the bonnet prop and I've had to sit in the boot. See if I could squeeze myself in then and sit in the Cipher Proton Coupe. Shame I can't drive it. Oh, here we go. Oh. Well, it's low. Oh dear. It's not designed for John Couplands in here. Let's, oh, there's no door handle. That's, how do I shut the door? Ah. Terrifying. Well, I'm in the coupe, and apart from it stinking of rat or mouse, it doesn't seem too bad. You should have adjustable steering column, of which it is not working. The seating position is, well, actually relatively nice, to be honest with you. I've got enough headroom, kind of. It feels like I'm in the Proton. Let me show you a point of view then. This is what I'm seeing while sat in my driver's seat. I've got a nice big windscreen. Actually, the driver's view is very good. That dash is certainly interesting with those vents. But it's got a full interior in here. Yeah. Oh, that handbrake's high. Work the handbrake up and down. Have a look in the back. I bet that's rattly. Here's me then, on my selfie stick, with me Cipher sat in it. What do I reckon? Well, as a prototype vehicle, it's quite interesting, is the honest answer. I'm glad that I drove the 800 miles over 2 days to come and see it. It's a shame it doesn't start, and it's a shame I can't take it for a spin around the car park. I'm not overwhelmed. On the photographs, it looks like one thing. In real life, it's a bit too much of a concept for me. Am I going to bid on it? No. The reserve is £10,000. The current bid is £3,000, and I have a funny feeling that is by a current automotive Proton fanatic YouTuber as well. You know the one that I mean. Maybe I'm wrong. He hasn't told me direct, but I think Mr. Man Who Buys Cars has had a little tickle of a bid on it, just for banter of all things. But what is it? Well, it's nothing special, is the honest answer. Proton, at the time that this was being developed, already had Lotus. They already had a coupe in development. They didn't need this. At least I can say I've seen it now. I hope there's a Toby Carvery on the way home, because I'm starving. Certainly wasn't very graceful to get out of just then either. Very low, a bit low for me. So what do I reckon then? Because I've driven 800 miles over 2 days to come and see this car. I'm glad, genuinely, that I got to see it in all its fiberglass concept car state. It's a shame that it doesn't start up, and it's a shame that I wasn't able to take it for a bit of a spin around this car park. But I'm glad I've got to sit in it as a driver and a passenger. I didn't get in the back, I did get in the boot, and see just what it felt like. Underwhelming is the honest answer. That's the one word I'm going to use for this car. Underwhelming. I'm glad I came to see it. I'm glad that I've been able to sit in it, and I'm glad I've been able to photograph it and bring it to you guys as well, because I'm going to guess that none of you knew that this even existed unless you've seen the Car and Classic auction a couple of years ago, or you've been following me on Twitter and I've been talking about it. Will I be adding it to my collection? No, because what is it? It's not a failed Proton design. It's not something that they made and imported or gave to be modified. Mr. Man went down to his local dealership, picked up a 1.8 litre Persona, built a chassis and tried to sell it back to him. And that's exactly what happened, isn't it? And it all fell through. It didn't happen. It's a shame because it's not a bad looking thing. But Proton in 1997, I believe, well, they owned Lotus. They didn't need another sports car manufacturer, did they? They'd got their own. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? The Cipher Coupe Proton prototype, here in all its glory at Hobbs Parker car auctions today. It's not going to sell. The owner wants a reserve of 10 grand on it. I'm not going to buy it. It's still got one bid, £3,000, which is the opening bid, and it's not going to sell for that. So it's either going to go back to the owner or maybe go into another auction. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, comment down below. Please, and thank you for watching, because it's cost me a lot of money to make this video because it blew me van up. But I'm glad I got to see it. I can say I've sat in it. Now I've got to do the 4-hour journey home. Till next time, have a great day. Thanks for watching. See you later. There are so many more Proton related videos on the channel, and I've actually selected a couple that I think you might like here on this page. Give them a click to watch them now. Don't forget to subscribe for more Proton fun and lots more videos coming soon.